order to be saved. That it is through Jesus now that salvation is offered. It's not through Moses anymore. And I might add, it's not through Muhammad or Buddha or Confucius or others we might say. Who are you going to put your faith in? Who are you going to put your salvation? And remember, you only get one chance at this. When death comes, it's over. You don't get a second chance. So you got to get this right. Are you going to believe what Muhammad taught? Are you going to believe what Moses taught? Or are you going to believe what Jesus taught? Well, Paul is saying here, if you call on the name of the Lord, you'll be saved. You better pick him. Pick the guy who are you going to go with? You better pick that guy. And how shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? Verse 14. And how will they believe in him with whom they have not heard? And how will they hear without a preacher? And how will they preach unless they are sent? Just as it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news of good tidings. However, they did not all heed the good news. For Isaiah said, Lord, who has believed our report? So faith comes from hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. So important here to understand this last closing passage. He says here, however, all did not heed the good news, the gospel. That's the word euangelion, the gospel, means good news. Not everyone that Paul preached to accepted the good news, the gospel that he came to share. Not everyone did that. And he quotes then from Isaiah 53, and who shall believe our report? And I guess the answer is, well, the Pharisees didn't, the Jewish leaders didn't. His own brethren didn't, many times did not believe their report. And we know there are people that do not accept the gospel that we try to preach to them. So again, it's reached, people are reached through men, to men. How shall they call on him they have not believed? How will they believe in him whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach unless they are sent? Thank you for sending me. Thank you for sending your folks in Africa. You're a part of that sending so that people can hear the gospel. And we send preachers out, and you have a preacher here, and so that's how this thing works, by reaching people through people. So faith comes from hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And that completes then our concept here. God has revealed his work through listening to the gospel be preached, and it's through hearing the word that people then gain that faith that leads them into salvation, the hearing of the gospel. All right, I think our time is up. Hope you enjoyed looking at this passage in Romans 10. It's a tremendous passage, and well, we could go another couple hours, I could, on this passage. But thank you for doing that, and we will pick up the study next Wednesday, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Thank you for coming.